What's up everyone, doing a market review here on Nasdaq for 2024 and we're currently in March. Not really been active on YouTube last couple of months or so, really started January. Just a lot of shit going on and basically just been busy really, so haven't been too active on the YouTube. But look here, start making uploads and I'm going to try to pick up the pace again on it. I kind of slacked for a little bit, but like I'm not going anywhere, to be honest. Like I'm doing fuck all else, so why wouldn't I keep it up? But anyways, we'll get cracking on the charts. So I'm looking here at Nasdaq. We're on the futures chart. So here we are at the opening of March, so the very first day of March. Just mark that out on the charts there. As you can see, we've had just a lot of price playing around here, but I'm going to break this obviously down and show you what I'm seeing here. So on the 1 hour we have an area where it's essentially a price point called redelivered rebalance. What do I mean by that? So as you can see, my price was trading all the way down here in February, so I'll just mark out February, just be easier. Actually no, I'll just do it like this. So in February you can see these lows here. Price came up, retraced up into this area here, came sell down here. When price swept that low, this low was again swept, right? We had traders trapped right in that area for sell side. So essentially market reversed off of that there, rebalanced itself straight away off of that area here, which is a rejection block. Tapped into that rejection block, rebalanced, so basically expanded up, accumulated orders here, higher, boom. What we have here, we have a low resistance liquidity run signature there. So the higher high, basically price just swept above it here, like that. What would have been resting up above that level, we would have had buy stops. So when price came up here, consolidated a good bit here for a good few days, expanded away from that level, took away from these highs here. So basically price swept past it and seeked that area of liquidity. And in here you can also see a heavy expansion up here going into the end of February and open in March. So far in the month we've obviously seen here when price basically bought all the way from here, expanded all the way up there, sold off around here after sweeping that high there. We had a little reversal, smart money reversal, lower sell, distribution, redistribution, and in here price redelivered and rebalanced. So it redelivered the market on the sell side and rebalanced the buys. I don't know why I said that so many times, but basically, yeah, it's redelivered against the buys that were at the bottom there. So traded off at that level, nice. I'm going to show you a little trick here that I learned from ICT to go himself. One of his videos, he shows us basically this like behind the looking glass effect of the market. So there's X-ray vision. So we're looking at the electronic trading hours chart here, but when you put the market into, well, the chart into the session format of regular trading hours, you can see here on the 1 hour volume imbalance right there. Price came into it, bought up here. Also here we have a volume imbalance, price came away from there, and we have one here. And when you switch back then to the electronic trading hours, you can see how nicely price came into that area there, came up into here, tapped off that there, proceeded to go up, and here you can obviously see we have buy stops resting there, and you can see here as well there's engineered liquidity. So all this little back and forth, it's all just trapping traders, engineering buy stops basically. And we've had expansion heavily up there now to the buy side range here, and yeah, it's a nice delivery, to be fair. Looking at it, it's clean, you know. There's a lot of things to note there on the chart. Old high over here, price came in, tapped into that again, expanded off of that. It's a mitigation block right there. See that down close candle in this like consolidation here. Price when it was expanding up here mitigated the sells in there, with buys proceeding price to go up there now and take out these equal highs here, and that's where I'm aiming for. A couple new things I've been learning so far in my trading journey as well. Excuse the ads here, I'm not paying for TradingView, so fuck that. But looking at the bond market and how bonds correlate essentially with like dollar, and it giving you kind of like a macro to micro understanding of the market, through like interest rates, yield, etc. So I'm going to show you the bonds market here. So I'm on the 10-year. Nope. Right there. So essentially my price traded into, I'll show you there. If you look at this bar chart right here, you have the open of this candle here, you have another one, a low there. Between that area there, price came right back into it nicely. See that? Like you wouldn't even be able to read that from a candle. It's basically like a gap, but on the candle chart. Or the bar chart, should I say, sorry. And you can see we had the sweep and buy stops there. And there's liquidity sitting up in there. So from February 1st, there is liquidity sitting right up above there. So in the bond market is essentially running up to these levels here. And we also have equal highs there. When the bond market is going up, that means interest rates are decreasing, which means that yield is decreasing, which means dollar is going to go down. Okay? So with the dollar going down, that's going to put upwards pressure on the likes of equities, foreign pairs like Euro USD and GBP USD, and pairs with their names such as USD CAD. They'd be more prone for sell side when you compare with the interest rate as well. So if you look on the interest rate of the dollar and you compare it to the Canadian dollar is weaker than the actual dollar. So for a pair with dollar first in its name, essentially that's going to be stronger than the Canadian dollar, because it's that pair first, and that means the likes of USD CAD is more than likely to sell off comparative with dollar as well. And you can see it kind of knowing that in itself, that if the bond market proceeds to go up here, taking out all of these levels there as well, and interest rates are decreasing, essentially we're going to have bullish equities, etc. You know, and it gives you that kind of understanding of where, from a macro perspective, that we're actually seeking to go in the market. So I've really incorporated, I've started to really incorporate this into my trading as such, and it kind of it unlocked. When I first learned about it, it was like something else is going on here, and it's been there the whole time. And it's like when you watch something and then you go back and watch the same thing, and then getting to see this and how it affects markets. And the dollar is king, so like markets based around the dollar, like all these Euro USD, GBP USD, stocks, fucking all of them, like the dollar is king. But the dollar is also paired with the likes of the bond market, and if you're not looking at the bonds and don't know what the bond market doing, then you're not going to know what dollar's doing. If you don't know what dollar's doing, then you're not going to know what equities are doing, or the Euro USD, vice versa, etc. So currently from the bond market, I'm expecting obviously price to come up into them equal highs there, one out them buy stops and come back up here. We have a change in character, so the market changed its delivery here. See the way this like market's just like kind of consolidating all here? That's the algorithm switching into a buy side delivery. Yeah, so there is my video, and obviously breaking down Nasdaq, going into the bond market. And let me just show you dollar as well. So dollar, we have fair value offered on the weekly. So if you look at this down close candle, which would be a bearish order block, on the weekly time frame from the open to low, sorry, the close, open, high, low, close, yeah, sorry, the low to the close there, when price traded back up into that and retraced, fair value was offered. So once that happened, I mapped out my charts here. So this is from when I last did it. So we have the 1st of March, okay, casting forward 20, 40 to 60 days, that range, okay. Fair value was offered up here when price retraced up into that bearish order block. So we got a smart money reversal there. Buy side delivery had been offered on the run up here, offloading sales to the old lows, open float. So here's your open float here, here, and here. Okay, bearish order block there. Last up closed candle before the downward move. A bit of consolidation around in here. Low liquidity resting under there, and I'm expecting it to try get down into here. So this marks out my 60-day time frame. And as you can see, it's moving nice towards them sell stops here, liquidity pill here, and hold low here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. There's a lot to take in and look, but if this video can help anyone just in terms of how I look at the market, and I'm incorporating ICT's work, and obviously how I'm viewing the market, like I'm doing my job, you know, because think of, for me, like ICT is like the man who gave me this site, and what I want to do is tell the world, you know. So like this is crazy stuff, you know, what I'm looking at here and discussing. How can you know, like how can you read that from the bar chart? Like I remember looking at charts when I first started, and it's like it was nothing, like it was like Mandarin, do you get me? It was just Chinese, didn't have a breeze what was going on. And for me now to look at this and to be explaining to people and like discussing this with viewers, whoever's watching, like it's crazy, you know. I never would have thought I would have got to this point of being able to read price action. It's a gift, like it really is, and I continuously just want to improve it. It's with me for life, and I want to use the gift to do the most. But yeah, look, I'm gonna cut the video anyways there, and I'm gonna try to keep up with the uploads a little bit more, and hopefully just do more breakdown videos and see what the market's doing. Yeah, so look, if you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate a like, thumbs up, and share, subscribe. So until next time, safe trading.